Hey guys, this is Malaikaheamae. I'm back and I'm here to see what kind of energies I'm going to pick up on in the cards today and see what message is most needed for the collective. Keep in mind, this is a general reading. If you want a personal, you can contact me at shekinahearthwisdom.com. The information is below. As with all general readings, it may or may not resonate and it's timeless. So it might not be something that will happen right now, or you might see it in a week or two from now. But this is the messages that have to get out to the collective. Okay, let's see. So someone's coming out of their isolation. Their instincts is telling them that there's some deception, and they're realizing that things aren't as perfect as they seem. But you are being encouraged to have faith in your in what you truly desire. And in the past, you had to release and detoxify and clutter your friendships and things of that nature, because you realized that certain people being in your life was blocking abundance from coming in. And it's a confirmation of that. Abundance card came out in reverse. But now you are learning to embrace gratitude. In the past, you were suffering from an imbalance because things weren't going so well with you and the object of your desire. But now you are beginning to expand. Somebody is pregnant. Congratulations. One of the members of our collective is pregnant. And in the past, they were confused. But now they're trying to heal and balance out their emotions, gain wisdom. They were struggling to, in the realms of self-discovery, but this person has gained wisdom. And this baby is helping them to realize that in life, there are no victims, you know. You are a survivor. Anyone that I'm connecting with anyway. In the past, when you thought you were a victim, you weren't able to move on because you couldn't move forward in your quest. But now you have been embedded into your work and trying to bring things into fruition. In the past, you struggled with persevering and you were questioning your self-worth. Your confidence was at a low. And you have developed an era of not caring about things. Now you're at a point where you're accepting who you are, you know, and you are learning your innate gifts, and you are stuck because you are still lacking in passion. You want to move forward. And know that this is all a matter of perception and how you perceive things in the past. Right now, you're feeling guilt that things were bittersweet. This could be either you or someone you connecting with, you know. I'm just pulling on the collective energy, and it could be people surrounding you. But you will know, take the message as it resonates, because some things don't force it to fit into your situation. If it does, then this video is for you. If not, I'm gonna post others after this one, and one of those will possibly resonate better with your situation. But don't you ever force a reading to be for you when it's not working in that way. It's not speaking to you. So right now, there is some forgiveness that is needed. In the past, you were suffering from grief because you felt like you were giving, and you wasn't receiving as much as you were giving, and you felt rejected. Now, one thing about the giving and not receiving is sometimes we have to question, why are we giving? Like, are we giving because we truly feel the need to give, or is us giving trying to show the people that we're involved with, like, this is what we want to receive? If that's so, you need to communicate that. You can't assume that people know how you feel or what's going on with you or anything like that. Right now, you are seeking enlightenment, and you have sought enlightenment, and you have gotten enlightenment. In the past, you were dealing with certain insecurities and things of that nature, and you're realizing that things are no longer like all the fake stuff, the gilded things. Gilded means something that's shiny and on the outside, but in the inside, it's like really corrupt. And these things did not bring you joy. So you're cutting out things that no longer serve your highest good, because you're realizing that you can create, but what blocks your creation is being despondent. You have to be present. You have to feel. You have to be a part of the world. I know that when you've gone through different hurts and pains, it's easy to say, you know what, I'd rather not feel anymore. Because when I feel, I get hurt. When you say things like that or you feel things like that, that is a self-affirming belief. And when you, that's what will be. So you have to learn that you, in order to love and go through these things, you have to feel. A good crystal to get to help you release the pain that's in your heart is a rose quartz. You know, that worked for me very well. So in the past, you were plagued by gossip, and you know that blocked you from moving forward and your destiny. But know that there's a renewal on store, and you have to learn to be patient. Know that what goes around comes around. Like karma reminds me of the number 8, right? You have the top of the 8 and you have the bottom, and it's a cyclical process. What goes up must go down, what goes down must come up. So you just have to wait, you know, for those things. And prayer and meditation is essential, because it helps you train your subconscious mind. If you head over to my website, Shekina Wisdom, and you listen to today, October 23rd's podcast, I speak about seeding intentions and how do you create things into reality. How do you bring things into reality? Everything starts with the seeds that you plant in the subconscious. Your subconscious mind, it has no filter. Whatever it receives, it's going to give right back to you and bringing your life. That's why it's important to be mindful of the music we listen to, of the friends we have, of the conversations we're engaging in. We have to be mindful of our I am statements and things of that nature, because those become self-fulfilling prophecies. Songs, when you're singing songs over and over again, those are chants. So make sure that the songs that you're singing are bringing what you desire into your life, because the subconscious mind has no, like I said, no filter. It does not know, it has no logic and reasoning. It just, what goes in comes out, and it manifests in your life. So be mindful of this. Another thing that I'm being told to tell you is one thing you could do is using a teacup. You can seed your intentions by stirring it clockwise. And things that you want to remove from your life, stir your tea counterclockwise and watch the results. I want you to comment. Oh, make sure you subscribe, you like, share, and comment in the video. I really want you to come back and tell me what was the result of you seeding your intentions using the teacup method I just showed you, or I just explained to you. All right, so let's see what else is going on. Okay, so I see somebody has put aside some addictions and codependent behavior patterns and relationships. Kudos to you. And someone feels like they don't have much to share financially. So this person is really doesn't have their eye on anyone else, because they're like focused on building their own security. And that is the way to go, you know, to jump in a situation and you know that you're not secure yet, it will always have horrible outcomes. You have to be sure in yourself before you move on, because you're only going to attract people on your frequency. Okay, so right now someone is spying. This person really wants to be that ideal father. They really feel a little insecure. They like they want to be a dad, but they're doing it out of obligation. They're basically on autopilot. Like they feeling like this is what I signed up for, so this is what I'm doing. And they're really crying over a relationship that did not work out right. And everything seems to be falling apart. Now, this person does not feel like whoever's around them is their emotional fulfillment. They don't see long-term security in this situation at all. And this relationship has become very toxic, to say the least. There's when the people speak to one another, they don't realize how they're affecting each other with their words. They have to this couple needs to learn how to communicate. You can go onto my website. We do offer coaching in this department on how to communicate to the one you love, because right now the way this relationship is set up, it's not going to bring you the happiness that you desire. Someone is thinking about someone from a childhood or someone from their past. Now they felt like this person would truly bring them the security that they're looking for. They see this person as, being able to bring together that family structure. They find ultimate fulfillment and security with this individual. And in the past, they were involved with this individual in a third party situation. Third party situation means it was that person, someone else, and then someone else. As this person was trying to explore their options because they really did not want to be alone, and they were feeling insecure in this situation. They didn't feel like it had there was longevity here. Now this person is beginning to look at things differently, and they feel that this person is the person that like cheers them on, that can gives them wings to want to do better in life. And they feel like, all the other options are just not worthy. This person, although they seem single, they don't want to be, and they're no longer crying over spilt milk about what went wrong in the past. This person did not trust their intuition when it was telling them not to go out and explore their options. But this person was very prideful, and although they had many handicaps in their life, they felt as though nothing can stop them, even though there were obvious obstacles in their life. Now this person wants to go back to that situation. They don't want the conflict anymore. They don't want to be defensive, but they feel that the person who they want to go back to doesn't love them anymore. But they are being urged to realize that this situation can really be like a victory for them in their life. There was some secrets that was revealed, and that somebody was being manipulative in order to receive this emotional fulfillment. And so this is this person is deciding to walk away from something that they was emotionally invested in, because they felt that they now know that this situation that they were involved in was totally deceptive, and they're not even feeling passion for this anymore. This person is wanting a new love situation, but they feel like they are overwhelmed by responsibility, and they think that their responsibilities are going to hinder them from moving on. This person really wants to heal. They just want a hand up in the situation. And in the past, they didn't know exactly what they wanted, and they weren't listening to the guidance that was being channeled to them. But now this person wants to work on things because they are starting to feel the karma of making the decisions that they made. And this decision that they made led to betrayal. Now this person knows that this person is like their soulmate, and they don't want things to end. They want to rekindle things. They don't want to be defensive anymore. Now there is they were deceptive about what they could offer in the situation. They pretended that they had more to offer than what they could, and this led to the imbalance. But now they have grown, and they want to show up in a way that shows that growth and development, and they don't want to be non-committal anymore. At one time they did, but now they're moving from that. So this individual is coming out of their head, because they had to take a break, they had to retreat, but now they're coming back out of that place because they figured out what was wrong in the situation, and now they are hoping that an offer that was rejected in the past would be accepted. This person was either dealing with addictions, whether it was money, drugs, alcohol. It could be codependent relationships, toxic situations. And that's why they knew this, and they were not making a decision, or they wasn't talking about these addictions and things that they had going on. They just ended the partnership, but it was due to these things. Now this person wants you back. The song that's coming up right now is the Yuna song, I Want You Back. Listen to that song, because it just came through my head, because I'm clairaudient as well. All right, so this person is no longer because at one point this person was distressed. They were depressed, thinking about things because financially they were in a hole. And that stressful thinking is what created an even bigger hole. Because remember in the beginning of this reading, I told you about how everything we have, it starts in the mind, right? And your thoughts manifest your reality. So if you feel like you're not enough or that you won't have enough, guess what? That is what will be. So now this person is ready to take a new leap of faith because they felt like things didn't go in their favor. And right now they're juggling. They're juggling with trying to figure out what is really beneficial to them and what isn't. And they are making a mind over heart decision. So they're divorcing their emotions, and they are trying to think logically about this situation. Now, this person has decided to end partnerships and not move on because they felt like all they was doing was giving, and they weren't receiving. And you know which person you are in this scenario. You can flip it as is, and it could be both parties that are feeling that way, because when you're in a relationship, parties tend to mirror one another because we vibe with people that are on our frequency. So it could be interchangeable at different times in this reading. All right, so this person could not really find fault with this person, and so now they want to come back showing love. In the past, they didn't want to make any decisions that would have a long-term permanent effect on their life. And that's why the whole foundation had to be cleared up, because they didn't truly know what they wanted. Now this person knows they want a commitment. They want to deal with somebody that is morally upstanding, In the past, they felt like there were deceptive people around them, but now they feel like whoever they're choosing or who they have in their mind right now, that person is like the epitome of morality. And they don't want to fight anymore. The I Need a Resolution Aaliyah song is popping up right now. Okay, so let's pull some advice on the Alice in Wonderland deck. Okay, so the cards that came up is 20 Wisdom Cipher. Keep your temper. Don't allow anger to ride you. Knowledge Equality, 16. A moment's regret. Nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing you've made a mistake. Wisdom, 2. I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure. Precipice of change. Pause before action. This card 16 and 2 came out in reverse. Okay, so keep your temper. Come back, the caterpillar called after her. I have something important to say. This sounded promising, certainly. Alice turned and came back again. Keep your temper, said the caterpillar. Is that all, said Alice, swallowing down her anger as well as she could. When Alice is confronted by so much strangeness, so much that is unlike what she is used to, and even her own self is changing this way and that, she finds herself running very short of patience. Indeed, she starts to become angry. When we are thrown this way and that by life, uncertain of what will happen next, and there are no straight answers to our questions, our tempers can begin to fray about the edges. We may become irritable, short, and less patient than we would be when all is familiar and comfortable. The caterpillar's advice to Alice is very good counsel indeed. For Alice to make her way through Wonderland, and for any of us to make our way through life, we must be wary of our temper, taking over our good sense. It's natural that Alice is feeling out of sorts. She's contending with the uncertainty of her size, the loss of her sense of self. She has relied upon all her young life. She needs help. But to get help, she must be patient with the caterpillar's slowness, the Cheshire cat's nonsense, a rabbit that doesn't see her for who she is, and even more curiousness. If Alice reacts and grows angry at the creatures within Wonderland, she may never make her way through the other side. This is not to say that anger is wrong or unnatural, but when we are seeking the help of others, it is best not to get angry if they do things a little differently. Acknowledge your irritation quietly to yourself. Do not deny your response, but know it is important for you to continue to find ways to communicate with those about you. Growing angry with them would serve no purpose at all except to make you more lost and isolated than ever. Being pushed, running out of patience, feeling like the people about you are not cooperative, evasive companions, and bothersome circumstances. The need to keep your temper cool and in check. Remind yourself you will go far further when you harness your power and use it at the right time, which is, by the way, not right now. So, with this being said, if you are practicing, see, this is the book that I've been reading. Okay. Oh, it's kind of backwards. I don't know how to flip it, but I'll read it. It's Mind Power into the 21st Century. Techniques to Harness the Astounding Powers of Thought by John Kehoe. Now, this book teaches you how to retrain your subconscious mind. So, and it also talks about how when you get angry, that shifts your frequency to the lack frequency. And with the lack frequency, you cannot grow beyond that point because remember I was telling you about the subconscious mind. Whatever goes in, it's no filter. It takes that in and it'll send that back into your reality. So that's why it's very important that we keep our temper. A moment's regret in reverse, right? It was much pleasanter at home, thought poor Alice, when one wasn't always growing larger and smaller and being ordered about by mice and rabbits. I almost wish I hadn't gone down that rabbit hole. And yet, And yet, it's rather curious, this sort of life. Second guessing your decisions, berating yourself for the choices you have made, feeling regretful and missing what was, nostalgia, living in the past, a focus on what is going wrong or what could still go wrong. Change your mindset. If you want things to go right, you have to change the way you are thinking about it. Don't regret any choices and decisions you made in your life. Why? Because along with those choices and decisions come with lessons. And these lessons help you become a greater individual, right? And we all have lessons. Even people that don't tell you about their daily lessons, they have lessons too. Better believe it, sister or brother. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on a bank of having nothing to do. Once or twice she had peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations in it. And what is the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations? Attachment to habit, locked into stultifying sameness, comfort over adventure, a lack of curiosity, satisfaction remaining within the same world in a repetitive cycle. If you do the same things, expect the same results. You have to move beyond what you are currently experiencing. And the only way you can do that is to take a step out into the unknown. I'm going to pull some advice from the Angels of Abundance. And it says, ask for your needs to be met. God and the angels can come to your aid only if you make a free will choice to be helped. And it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask for help, but only that you do so. The same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you. Now, know that there are 1,000 hands that are unseen that are going to aid you in your growth and development and where you want to go. But a closed mouth does not get fed. So you got to make sure that you are open your mouth so you can be fed. Unlimited ideas. Your mind is one with the infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is take the divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come into fruition. Attracting, not chasing. Anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fears underlining the chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. Remember the theme of the entire reading that we have. The seeds that you plant mentally about your current circumstances, it's going to be the reality that you have. Okay, my lovelies, until our wonderful minds meet again, thank you for tuning in to the Malaikaheamae Tarot page. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button and check out my website in the description box. Every day I do a daily reading on podcast every morning.